All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Polzin. You can follow me at 9to5sports on Twitter. Going to be getting into the core plays and breakdown for this Wednesday slate. Now, of course, yesterday after I came out with the video, the Bucks news broke for Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton to be really good plays at their price points. Hopefully, guys, were in the Discord chat before lock discussing that. Wanted to call out as well. Today, we'll be doing a live stream around 3:15 Central Standard Time. So 4:15 Eastern. Okay, so we'll be answering your questions there as well. Make sure to be there for that live stream. But looking at today's slate, we do have a lot of injury situations. And so there's going to be a lot of value right now as it sits with the OKC Thunder. SGA is going to be out and Jalen Williams are going to be out. Okay, probably, arguably, two of their best players, or if not best players. Josh Giddey's like what? But yes, looking at someone like Josh Giddey, he could be someone that we're looking at. So let's go ahead and pull up the Occupy model here and sort by OF Index. Which players are the top plays on the board today? So looking at, we got Luka, no shock there. Damian Lillard there as well, going against Boston. Are they going to be able to kind of restrict his production at all today? That's the biggest question we have. Jokic as well. So we got three pretty good pay up studs that we can go with. You have KD now with the Suns. How productive is he going to be? Obviously, gets a great matchup going against OKC. And just how long will that game stay close? This game is a 13-point spread. That is crazy. From there, you got Kyrie you could roll with, Paul George, Trae Young. You know, those are all fine. Brandon Ingram. And so, I wouldn't say we have any, really true standout plays just yet in terms of studs. It feels like they're kind of priced correctly, at least as it sits right now. But if we look at the values here, both on DraftKings and FanDuel, we are getting some great values. Aaron Wiggins. Obviously, with SGA and Jalen Williams not there, there's going to be some usage. There's going to be some production that opens up. So, looking at it, someone like Aaron Wiggins does make a lot of sense. Last night, I guess this would be the worries that they're coming in off of a back-to-back. But last night, he had 33 minutes, was able to put up 22 DK points in that game. And so, yeah, he's far from a lock and load here to really go off and maybe being a GPP winning lineup at the same time. There is that upside. Okay, we've seen him have 3 straight games of where he's gone, around 24 minutes. And let's see what he's projected to get today. 31. So if he gets those minutes, he's going to be productive because, all the games in which he's gone over 24 minutes, he's been able to really hit value and exceed value. And so if we look at his stats per 36 with SGA and Jalen Williams off the court, he averages 14.9 points per 36, 6.1 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.5 steals. And his per 36 fantasy point production is going to be 30 fantasy points. So he is going to be someone I think we are just looking at. And looking at him, we can get away with playing him on FanDuel, although that's going to be contrarian. I wouldn't say that you would want to play him on FanDuel. That's more or less if you felt like you didn't have another good shooting guard option, you would roll with him. But we got Lou Dort there, who I'd be more than happy to play. So, yes, Wiggins more of a play on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel, unless you're trying to get contrarian. Now, looking at it, Dort on both FanDuel and DraftKings is most likely going to be extreme chalk. And for what it's worth, he probably should be. The question I have is, what is his upside? What is his ceiling? Okay. At 6K, we only need 35 fantasy points, which if we look at his per 36 numbers with Jalen Williams and with SJ off the court, he does average 35 fantasy points per 36. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at his minutes, projected at 34.5. And so the biggest issue that we have with a play like this is that how many minutes will he get in a blowout? Projected to get 34 right now. That's great. But if it blows out, will he get that final rotation? Will he get over 30 minutes? I think he's a fine price point play. Probably a great cash play. I just worried that he's going to be over 50% owned tonight. And then at that point, can we play him in a game that's projected to be a blowout, in a game in which his per 36 numbers are not insane? They're good. Don't get me wrong. His usage is 27.4% per 36 with those players off the court. Strong across the board. Don't get me wrong there. But does he have the upside to go for 40 DK points? That's my biggest question. And if not, where else can we look? Well, I would say if he's struggling, someone like Isaiah Joe is just soaking up all the usage. Now, Isaiah Joe has really struggled lately. And I think that's just directly because SGA is out, or was active. Now SGA is out. Will Isaiah Joe, be in the starting lineup again? That's something we'll need to confirm. It seems like he's going to be starting again. And if he has he does average 33 points per 36. And so he is someone that is also popping up. He is someone that we could play on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Okay, he's projected to get 30 minutes. I feel like he's a little bit safer in a game that could potentially be a blowout. And so my biggest question on tonight's slate is, what do we do with Josh Giddey? Because we see that his fantasy point total actually goes down with SGA off the court. And actually, if we throw in Jalen Williams into that as well, it goes down slightly as well. And so the last 2 games, obviously, been with SGA, went off, but he's been going off recently as well. So in a game that's a blowout, will he get 30 minutes? It's a big question. Let's look at this game. Perfect example of that. It's tough to say. We could fade him. I wouldn't say it's a great idea. Probably do want some shares of him, but if he's going to be chalk, which I'm assuming he will be. This is a little bit too early in the day for us to have the full proper projected ownerships, but I could see him being a chalky disappointment, someone that we'd want to be underweight on. So like, who are some potential pivots? Maybe Trey Mann. He actually has the most minutes with those two off the court. Will Dario Saric step into more minutes? If he does, it could be a strong point per minute player. Then how many minutes will someone like Jalen with a Y, how many minutes will he get tonight? Those are all questions that, we really just don't have the answer to just yet. Some stuff that we'll touch on in the live stream, most likely. So now let's go ahead and flip it. Let's look at the FanDuel value, and it's going to echo the same thing. So like literally the top 3 values that we have on the slate are going to be those OKC Thunder players. Then from there, John Collins is very cheap. John Collins, strong point per minute player. I don't mind that. Dwight Powell popping up again. Alex Caruso, okay value. As it sits right now, he does make sense for a value price point play. We can end up on him. Jiang, I don't mind there at his price tag for the OKC Thunder. How many minutes is he projected to get? 21. Could be a decent play as well. So just a very interesting slate as it sits right now. And so for what it's worth, I might just chase some softer price point rather than like these studs and duds builds that we've kind of been doing the last few nights. I don't mind Fred VanVleet. Obviously has the upside to really go for 40 plus DK points going against the Clippers, which is not really a matchup I'm too worried about. Now, I don't think this really means anything. Last time out against them, 23 minutes, 18.5 DK points. Actually, if he gets 13 more minutes, probably not a terrible night. That team's different now, obviously, with Plumlee and with Russell Westbrook there. That's probably who we're going with. Now, for what it's worth, Jamal Murray as well, you could easily roster him going against the Bulls. He's been someone that has been highly productive lately as well. And that's where, like, if someone like Josh Giddey is extreme chalk, I think we'd be fine just rolling with Jamal Murray, who probably has about the same upside and has had the same recent production. Now, sure, the matchup isn't as good, but at the same time, I think that'd be a strong pivot. DeJounte Murray, definitely hit or miss, but he is someone that really does have the upside to go and break a slate. To me, would make for a better GPP play if he's lower owned than Josh Giddey. And then Bradley Beal has just been on a quiet tear. I really don't mind him as a play. We looked at the last time out against Atlanta, 52 DK points. I think we can just roll with him at that price tag. If we can get, let's say 90 DK points between these two right here, I feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty good about the line so we can produce if we are doing that. And so for now, I will put Isaiah Joe in there, although don't love it just yet. I'm hoping we get some more clarity on this as the day progresses. But right now, it does seem like he's going to be in the starting lineup. Thus, he is a player that we should be looking at. Porzingis kind of had a letdown game yesterday. 36 DK points at 8.9 is definitely a letdown day, but, had 24 points. Had 7 rebounds, had 2 assists. Like, it wasn't a terrible day. He had 6 personal fouls and 1 turnover. So definitely needs to cut down on that. But obviously this matchup with Washington is an appealing matchup. I kind of like the fact that his price is a little bit lower than it probably should be. He could be someone that you end up on. Cam Reddish, someone that's been low-key going off lately. Can we continue to roll with him? That's the question. I will do it for now as well. There's a lot of solid price point plays. I do think this is going to be an ownership day. Let's just call that out. Like, ownership might dictate our lineup process today because there are a lot of kind of risky plays that seem like they could be chalk. So if Cam Reddish is chalky, I feel like we come down from that. If Cam Reddish is, let's say, lower owned than someone like Isaiah Joe, I think we would pivot to Cam Reddish. There's lots of just if-then statements on today's slate. So to me, Jakob Poeltl, this seems like such a strange price tag. Like, what does this guy need to do with the Raptors to get a increase in salary? Like, he's had upside games with them, and he's also had some consistent games with him. Okay, yes, he had one bad game against Washington, just didn't get the minutes. That seemed very random. We don't exactly know what happened there. But if he's going to continue to get around 30 minutes, double-doubles in play, 40 DK points is in play. It just seems like a strange price tag. And so in this matchup, I think it's a matchup that we want to chase. And let's say he does struggle. I think it'd be because Pascal Siakam is going off. So, not a terrible pivot there. So yes, we are kind of doing a fair and balanced approach right now as it sits. Don't love that too much, but I don't mind the idea of playing someone like Clint Capella. He did get 34 minutes in his last game. Okay. Had a double-double. Didn't really do much other than that, but still, 26.5 DK points against Bam and Miami. That's pretty good. Okay. The game before that was a strong point per minute player against Portland. Had a pretty good game as well. The last game out against Washington, he also had 35 minutes. So if we know for sure that he's going to get around 30 minutes, which we don't, but I think he only had 25 minutes and 25 minutes in those two games simply due to the fact that they were back-to-back games. And so with the new head coach, I think we're going to see Clint Capella step up into bigger minutes. And actually, let's look that up here. Let's see what he's projected to get. Minutes-wise, 26.4. And so that's the biggest question mark. Like, if we knew for sure that he was going to get 30-plus minutes, I don't even think we'd be questioning it. I think we'd just be loading up on Capella. And so for now, I will be playing him. That leaves us with a lot of salary left over. We can go with Siakam here. We could go with DeMar DeRozan. I wish we could get to Porzingis. I feel like he has the upside to go off. So, this is kind of the build that I'd be working around right now. Just a reminder, actually, let's just run this real quick. I want to see. So I just wanted to run a lineup there real quick just to see who is be pulling in. We'd probably pivot from Braun, maybe Marcus Morris as well. But we see Mann's pulling in there. We got Young in there. We got KD. And I locked in Jakob Poeltl. It probably wouldn't like it, but we can see it is going to favor KD at 9.8 right now. Wiggins is going to be a good play. Mann, Trae Young, and Luka. So it is kind of trying to force a studs and duds build, which I guess I wouldn't say is a bad idea on tonight's slate where we do lack like strong plays. So just very interesting there for the OF lineup build. Thought that'd be kind of a worthwhile thing to check out. And so for what it's worth, just to 20 lineups, we can see it is much more spread out now, but we are getting to a lot of the top end players. So it is kind of suggesting that as it sits right now, we probably want to be loading up on 2 studs at least, which, not a terrible idea. So we kind of see the human element, me favoring more of a fair and balanced approach. And then we also see kind of what the lineup optimizer is spitting out. Well, we kind of locked in Aaron Wiggins is that it kind of likes doing a more studs and duds approach, which not terrible on this slate. All right, now that's all for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want access to any of those tools that you saw in this video, click the links in the description below. Make sure to be at the live video at 4:15 Eastern, 3:15 Central Standard Time today. All right, good luck today, and I'll see you guys later.